Ah, the 90s. Such a simpler time in American culture. Mike Myers still had a career, The Simpsons was actually funny, and children's television had reached a peak of quality that will never, ever be topped. But hey, only 90s kids will get it. I also remember a little trend that kept occurring throughout most forms of media, and that was the need to make things extreme! Seriously, does anyone remember this? From extreme sports to kids' TV shows, there was this need to make things over the top just for the sake of being loud and over the top. Sometimes it worked, but sometimes it didn't. Hell, even Looney Tunes was guilty of trying to follow this trend.
We've got balls!
And of course, trying to capitalize on this movement, Acclaim released Extreme G, or should I say, Extreme G on the Nintendo 64 in 1997. Let's go ahead and take a gander. I don't know why I thought that would work. Extreme G is a bike racing game that takes place on Earth in the distant future, and judging by the environment, it seems like the world has gone to shit. Or maybe they just like to spend a lot of money on destroying cities just for the sake of sport. I don't know, wouldn't surprise me. So let's get started and pick a bike. Okay, so we got some pretty cool futuristic looking bikes. Rays, Rana, Khan. That's pretty weird. Okay, so next we got Grimace, like the McDonald's character? Are times so tough in the future that Grimace had to get a second job as a motorcycle racer? In fact, while I'm on the subject, what is Grimace? Seriously, what is this guy? He's a giant purple poop monster. What does it have to do with McDonald's? Is it to symbolize that their food is crap? Actually, I guess that makes sense. Screw it, let's just pick Khan and get right into the gameplay. Hey, you know what? It's actually not that bad. The track seems nicely designed, and the graphics hold up pretty decently for an N64 game, and the soundtrack is actually pretty good. It fits the setting perfectly too, because as we all know, 90s techno will be the only music that remains in the post-apocalyptic future. God help us all. The game also gives you a fast sense of speed. Actually, maybe it's a little too fast. In fact, Christ, this bike has a motor on it. And unfortunately, the controls just feel a bit too loose for this kind of speed. Whenever I try and turn, even at a moderate speed, I feel like I'm playing a game of pinball. The bikes have stats, so certain bikes are easier to control, but nothing can change the weak draw distance this game has. You really can't see that far ahead of you. Once you've played the game for a little bit, you kind of get used to it, but I feel I should take the time to mention that Mario Kart 64, a game that came out about a year earlier, didn't have any problems like that. And speaking of Mario Kart, while Extreme G has power-ups, it can't quite match the same level of awesome that Mario Kart power-ups have. You get rockets and speed boosts, but they don't really feel satisfying to use. The coolest power-up you get is one that creates a giant sound wave that knocks over all the other cars within a short distance in front of you. Take that, losers. I'm so good at games. Also, seriously, fuck this fire level. At least the earlier stages had the courtesy to give you bumpers so you wouldn't fall off when you hit the edge, but here it's just a crapshoot and god damn it! You of course have your standard time trial mode, but they also give you this mode called Shoot 'em Up, where the objective is to destroy as many of these claptrap looking things as possible. It's a nice change of pace from the straight up racing. And I guess all that's left to try out is multiplayer mode with my friends. I have no friends. And that's Extreme G, or should I say, Extreme G. An okay racing game, but not one anybody should go rush out to pick up and play. Also, before I go, I'm sure there's at least one thing you all want me to mention. I'm sure you've all noticed that this game bears a striking resemblance to F-Zero X, but F-Zero X came out almost a full year after Extreme G. Is there a conspiracy here? Or maybe it's just a coincidence. Until next time, I'm Chris from the Game Boys, signing off. Hey guys, thanks for watching our review. If you liked this one, then feel free to check out one of our other Game Boys reviews. If you didn't like it, then why are you still watching this? That's weird. You're weird. I love you.